Before I start cooking my beef and broccoli, I'm going to go ahead and put some rice on. I'm going to season my rice with some chicken bouillon, some garlic powder, and black pepper. And I'm just going to sear my steak in some butter. Did marinate my steak overnight with some soy sauce and garlic powder and a little bit of onion powder. When I tell y'all this steak was seasoned through and through, y'all, it was so good. And I'm just going to cut it into strips, add it to my vegetables after I get all of my vegetables done. Because I don't want to cook it too long, I'm just going to be basically laying it on top of my dish and just stirring it in. I did have 2 heads of fresh broccoli. I'm going to go ahead and get that all chopped up. Once I get my broccoli all chopped up, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my mini sweet red bell peppers, onions, and I also have some garlic. And I have some baby bella mushrooms, but they're already sliced, but I'm just piling in all the vegetables that I can into my stir fry. The more vegetables that you have in, the more leftovers you're going to have. And I personally love a variety of vegetables in my stir fry, but use whatever vegetables are your favorite. For reference, I did chop up 3 garlic cloves. You can use already minced garlic if you have it, but I just have a lot of fresh garlic readily available, so I'm going to go ahead and use some of that up. And while I'm chopping all my vegetables up, I'm going to go ahead and chop up my green onions. Not going to be cooking those, they're just basically for a garnish for the top, but they're so good, y'all. Now I'm going to go ahead and make my gravy mix, and I use 2 big heaping tablespoons of cornstarch. And I just want to basically get everything ready because once I start stir frying it, the whole process is going to go really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and add some garlic powder to my cornstarch, some black pepper as well. I'm also going to add a few drops of the Kitchen Bouquet, the browning and seasoning sauce. If you've never used it, it's for soups and gravies. And I'm just adding a capful of that. I'm adding in a splash of my Worcestershire sauce. And next I'm going to add in some water and just a little bit so that I can get everything stirred up, won't make a mess. But then in the end, once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and finish filling up my cup up until the 2-cup measuring line. Now that we have everything ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and add my olive oil to my wok that I've already heated up. Going to go ahead and get my vegetables poured all in, except for my onions. The majority of my onions I took out because I don't want them to cook as long as I'm going to cook my other vegetables. There are still a few stragglers that I left in because I just couldn't pick them all out. I wasn't thinking when I was cooking my vegetables and adding them all together. And I do have 2 containers of the baby bella sliced mushrooms, and I did end up adding some of the chicken bouillon to my stir fry as well. I could have added in when I was making my gravy mix, but I didn't think of it, so I'm going to go ahead and continue stir frying all my vegetables until they get to the tenderness that I want them, and then I'm going to end up adding in my onions. So since our steak is already done and I did let it rest under some aluminum foil so that it can continue to stay juicy, I went ahead and chopped up my steak. I should say I sliced up my steak, and you didn't need that much steak, y'all. I only had like 3 pieces of steak, which ended up being a whole lot for this dish. It was plenty. Now I'm adding my gravy in, and I'm just going to let it simmer until it thickens up, and I'm going to go ahead and add the juices from my steak to my dish. That's that butter and the juices from the steak and all that seasoning. Just going to go ahead and add it to my dish as well, just adding more flavor. I'm going to go ahead and stir that in and continue letting my gravy simmer and thickening up. Now that my gravy has thickened up, I'm going to go ahead and add my steak and get it stirred in, and then I'm going to add my green onions to the top of that. Our rice is done. It is time to eat. I'm going to go ahead and plate up a plate. I hope y'all give this recipe a try. So good, y'all. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if y'all going to give my recipe a try, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye. Love y'all.